All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to go through Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. This is a weekend edition, so we'll be talking about Friday, where all the miners left off, and then we will look at the Bitcoin chart and see what it's doing so far over the weekend. And then I want to take a look at a few of the Bitcoin miners in specific and talk about where they're valued right now, because I believe a lot of these mining stocks are grossly undervalued. We cover Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners quite a bit on this channel, so if that's content that you enjoy, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And of course, if you enjoy this video, please smash the like button and feel free to drop a comment below. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin big board, where we ended up at the close of the day on Friday. Okay, so you'll see this board is extremely red. There is one exception. Wolf was up 2.7%. I looked into that. It was on extremely low volume. There doesn't seem to be a specific reason that I can tell that that one was up. And then the next closest was Iris Energy, stock ticker IREN. That was only down 0.37%. So those two held their own on Friday. Everybody else was anywhere between red and very red. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of the big ones. CleanSpark had the roughest day. It was down 13%. And CleanSpark had been on a run. It had raced out a little bit ahead of everybody else after their earnings call. And it seems like now that Bitcoin's going down, they're pulling back faster than everybody else as well. That is one of the ones I'm going to take a detailed look at. So taking a look at some of the other large miners, Riot was down 4.5%. Marathon was down 7%. Core Scientific was down 10%. That was a big down day for Core Scientific. You guys can peruse the board and check out your own miners that you're invested in and see how they did. But basically, it was not a good day on Friday. And this is following the fact that it was a horrible day on Thursday. I believe on Thursday, every single miner was red. So this was back-to-back very tough days for Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So let's go look at the Bitcoin chart and see what happened. The first line right here at around 44,150 was the close of the equity markets on Wednesday. Then if you go down, so you can see from the close on Wednesday all the way to the close on Thursday, this spot right here was the close of the equity markets on Thursday. So Bitcoin was down dramatically on Thursday. So hence the across the board red day there. And then on Friday, we went down even further to this point right here. This is where the market closed at the end of the day on Friday. Now in the United States, this is a long weekend. Monday is a day off. So we've got 3 days to ride it out here with Bitcoin. And so far, as you can see, this was the close on Friday, and we have been pretty tight to this line all the way. We're now over 24 hours later, and we really have not deviated from this line, particularly in the last, this is Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart. So you can see like on the last 5 or 6 hours, we're just sitting on this line. You know, there's a lot of different reasons for this drop. Some of this is Bitcoin has its own natural pullbacks. There's some massive geopolitical events going on right now that are causing tension and stress. And we've got some potential looming regulations going on. There's obviously the situation in Ukraine and Russia. And in addition to that, there's a situation in Canada. So there's a lot of stuff out there putting some fear in the market. And I think we saw Bitcoin, after about 10 days of running up, take a turn here on Thursday and Friday, just based on the escalation of some of these geopolitical things. This strong line of support at 39,652, this red line right here, this did hold up all the way through. Until there's a change in the geopolitical circumstances, what I'm hoping for, what we'd like to see is for this line to hold. It seems like we're treading sideways until we get some new type of news. But in the meantime, I'm guessing we're going to continue to go sideways. So we'll check in and see if there's a dramatic change, if an event occurs, or if Bitcoin takes a big move up or down. I will make another update video to see what's going on. But at the moment, we seem to be drifting sideways. We're at 39,961 right now, so we've been just about at 40,000 for the last 24 hours. In addition to the red line that we've been holding, just under 40,000, we have been trending upwards now, actually for the better part of a month. This started back on January 21st. We did dip below it just for a minute right here. We tested this line again on February 3rd, And now we've really been kind of riding along this line over the last 2 days. So on the 4-hour chart, you can see this is just touching right now. So I don't know what's going to hold up. I don't know if we're going to hold this upward trend or dip below it. We do have this red line here that has been serving as support. So we'll have to see how this plays out. It would be nice to continue. This is 4 weeks of upward trend in Bitcoin. And of course, the last few days we have had a big pullback. But again, a 10% pullback in Bitcoin is a fairly common event, and it does not necessarily mean a shift from bullish to bearish. So now I want to go through a couple of Bitcoin miners in specific. These two stocks have something in common, so I want to talk about that. Okay, the first stock I want to look at is RIOT. This is RIOT on the 1-day time frame. So this dates back to an important date that I want to talk about. This day right here was July 19th. Bitcoin hit its 52-week low on this day in 2021. It was down to just over $29,000. So that was the low on the year. We haven't been anywhere near that since. Well, we did get back down to 33,000 for a moment, but we have never retested 29. And as you can see, we've been between about 40 and 45,000 for the last week. So we're significantly above where we were at this low point right here. So this giant white line, that was the low on the year. So you can see that at that time, RIOT was trading at about $25 a share. So you can see another significant date, September 29th, which is the day, for those of you who watch the channel, I always go back to September 29th. That was the end of the September bear run in Bitcoin. So that was a low, and RIOT hit their low on that day and basically held this line from the July lows. So that line held up most of the year. We are now way below this line. So RIOT just pulled back. It had 2 rough days in a row, and it's now sitting at just under $17. Now Bitcoin's at $40,000. To get back up to this white line, which is where it was trading when Bitcoin was at its low of $29,000 in July, that would be a 45% increase in the price of this stock. You can see that RIOT has lagged Bitcoin drastically since that point in time. I just added an orange line. This is Bitcoin's performance in that same period of time. So you can see they were together at the beginning of July. They were still fairly close here at the lows at the end of July. Since then, we're in a situation where Bitcoin is up 11% and RIOT is down 54%. RIOT has actually performed very well in the second half of 2021, now and here early in 2022. So it's not a performance issue. They give their monthly Bitcoin mining and operations update. Those have all been as good or better than expected along the way. Their financial performance has been what's expected. They're a dramatically bigger company, dramatically bigger than they were back in July. Bitcoin's up 11% and they're down 54.8%. So my point to this is one of the reasons I have been adding to my position in RIOT. And again, this is not financial advice. You guys need to do your own due diligence and make your own decisions on what you're comfortable having in your portfolio. So please be careful. These Bitcoin miners are very volatile. And as you can see by this one right here, this is drastically lagging behind. I do believe at some point this will find an equilibrium. There will be a return to the mean. RIOT is not underperforming, and there's no reason for them to be so drastically lagging the performance of Bitcoin. Now, one of the things is, as Bitcoin goes down, all of these miners are a leveraged play. So they will have a larger reaction to whatever direction Bitcoin is going in. So Bitcoin has gone down, and RIOT has had a much larger reaction to that decrease. However, the same will be true if Bitcoin can continue the upward run it's had other than Thursday and Friday over the last month and start to get back towards its all-time high. We should see the miners outperform Bitcoin in that run just as drastically as they underperformed Bitcoin as Bitcoin was going down. That is theoretical. Obviously, each Bitcoin miner will behave differently. They all have their own unique story and philosophy and way of doing business, and there are some significant differences. RIOT's market cap is less than a third of what it was at its peak of its 2021 run. So this is down drastically. It's underperforming drastically versus Bitcoin. I think this is just evidence that the miners have been oversold along with a lot of the other small cap high growth stocks. I'm expecting Riot to have a very big run up. Okay, the next one is CleanSpark. So I have a white line here at July 19th, which again was Bitcoin's low on the year last year. It was under 30,000, just about 29,200. So you can see that was also at that time, that was CleanSpark's low. This line did not hold up. CleanSpark fell well below this line. Now, it has recovered over the last month, but even with the recovery, and now, it's taken a little bit of a step backward the last few days, but even with all of that, we're still sitting in a situation here where CleanSpark has to go up over 40% just to get back to where its low was at Bitcoin's low of 29,000 in July. So this is, again, in my opinion, way oversold. And you can see this is even after a huge recovery over the last 3 or 4 weeks. It's still drastically oversold in my opinion. So here again, since the beginning of July, Bitcoin is up about 11%, whereas CleanSpark is down about 48%. So same situation that Riot is in. This is dramatically underperforming versus Bitcoin. So I have the same feeling about this one. The market cap is down drastically. This is a much, much bigger company than they were back in July. And I just want to show you one thing very quickly. This is a press release from August 3rd. So you can see it starts out mining hash rate capacity now exceeds 740 petahash. So back on the July lows, CleanSpark was somewhere around 740 petahash or less. They are now triple that. So they're triple the hash rate. And just to further put it in perspective, you'll see CleanSpark's market cap right now is at $370 million. They were over $1 billion company at one point in 2021. So their market cap is down drastically. Their hash rate has tripled since July. For me, I continue to add to my CleanSpark position. In my opinion, this is also equally oversold, just like Riot is. From the comparison to the July lows for all these Bitcoin miners, these are the two that lag the most. CleanSpark just came out with an excellent quarterly report and had a great earnings call. Their stock ran up nicely on that, but it's still left this far behind Bitcoin's performance over that period of time. So I'll close out just by looking at the Bitcoin chart. We're still going sideways. We're at about 39.9. So that's all I got for now. Thanks so much, and we will see you in the next video.